we haven't had a real movement yet either, man. Like
we haven't had a renaissance in music since fucking neo soul, and that wasn't that strong.
Like I'm talking about a movement, not just musically, like a movement to push us. Like you can't really say Black Lives Matter because that wasn't really a thing.
No, that's corporate.
Yeah, that wasn't our thing. Like we wasn't really involved in that. And I don't think we created that whole situation, so we can't really we didn't get behind that and push that. So we haven't had a real movement for change in a while. Like there's been instances where we've seen the George Floyds, the Trayvon Marshalls, the
you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is, bro. We didn't have a reaction to things, to events. You get what I'm saying? Like our reaction, like we didn't even have a reaction to 9/11 when it occurred, to that. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a reaction to our main reaction was to the whole Rodney King verdict. That's the last time hip hop or as Black culture had a real reaction to anything. After that, it kind of like just dwindled off, and we haven't had any more cultural reactions to things. Hell, even PE and Ice-T and NWA, all of their music was reactional music to what was happening in our culture. It all spoke to that. We haven't seen artists write songs that had a reactional concept since like Pac was alive.
Yeah, last thing we did was at the Million Man March.
Mm-hmm. And there was like really nothing to that. That was an underwhelming reaction because what Spike Lee did, the Get on the Bus movie shit. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't hit and have the same impact as anything prior to it. It's almost like something like a switch was lit, like a switch was hit and it changed our reaction to things. Because when 9/11 occurred, the Blueprint album was the bigger deal to the culture than the actual event that occurred on that very day when the album dropped. You know what I'm saying? It's like we almost kind of like, hell, it wasn't one for Katrina. The only reaction that was that occurred due to Katrina was Kanye and his George Bush speech, and people just like, "Whoa, that was dope," and then moved on to the next thing we was talking about.
You think the people aren't as tough, and they're too comfortable? What do you think that comes from?
I think it's a combination of selfish and comfort. I think we're less likely, like we don't even have conversations about what's happening in Chicago in regards to like solutions. All we talk about is how crazy Chicago is, how bad the streets are. Don't nobody ever talk about like, and there are people who got boots on the ground who are actually doing work to try to help kind of re-steer and redirect the things that's happening in the city. But by and large, nobody's talking about how to turn it around. I mean, motherfuckers is coming from around the world to tour Old Block.
Yeah, I've heard people come into town and come into hotels and tell us where to go. They want to go to the most dangerous parts of Chicago.
Yep.
Thrill seeking.
Yep. Because what it is we've become a spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
We've allowed it. We kind of sold ourselves as a carnival act.
Absolutely.
Like a carnival.
Absolutely. And we've been putting on for a very long time.
Yeah.
Not as some people that you shouldn't fuck with, but we've been maintaining the circus.
That to me is a macro version of those chicks who's selling themselves out to go get shitted on in Dubai or get a boot put on their head on that porn site. You know what I'm saying? It's all. Everybody want to get a piece of the money. Everybody want to get in on it. Motherfuckers want to be viral. Motherfuckers want to have a moment. Nobody's thinking about the overall family structure, the tribe. Nobody's thinking about the team, the tribe, the culture, the people. They're just thinking about themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not worried about how this make my mama look. I'm not worried about how this make my kids look. I'm trying to go viral. I'm trying to pop off. I want to get to that bag. I want to hold a money phone up to my ear on the ground.
No, I wouldn't. Well.